Hi dear students, welcome to our exciting Arduino journey. Today we will be learning how to control an LED with the Arduino using the Tinkercad platform. Tinkercad is a super cool online simulator where you can try a lot of projects and you can build a lot of circuits without actually needing any kind of physical components. This is part 1, the hardware setup. Let's dive into it. In order to do this project, first of all, click the create option. In Create, there are 3 different options available: 3D design, circuits, and code blocks. You can click the circuit option. Try giving a name for your project. So here I'm going to give LED with Arduino. The speciality of Tinkercad is all the changes are auto-saved here. Means you need not go and save each and every time when you bring the components onto your screen. Now it's time to bring all the components onto your screen. The first important component required is Arduino. Bring the Arduino board in your dashboard now. I'll pause then and there so that you can do it along with me. Use the scroll button in your mouse in order to zoom in and zoom out the various components. There are a lot of pins present in this Arduino. Don't get panic. All these are very simple and it's easy to explore. Arduino is basically a microcontroller that's going to work based on our instructions. Just like the human communicate in English, we give the instructions to this Arduino in a programming language and it's going to respond accordingly. So to make this board understand our commands, we need to learn some basic programming syntax, which is pretty simple. So this is the first important component which is required. The second important component is LED. We abbreviate LED as light emitting diode. There are 2 ends present in an LED, anode and a cathode. As there are 2 ends, we call this as diode. And it has the ability to emit light, and that's the reason why we call it as light emitting diode. The third important component what we require is a resistor. Resistors are called as a passive components, means that you don't have any positive or a negative ends here. They offer the same resistance regardless of the direction of the current flow. So the main aim of a resistor is to control the flow of electrons. So these are the 3 important components what is required in order to do our project. Now it's time to give the connections. I'll zoom in for your reference and for your easy understanding. So to any device, 2 things are mandatory. Number 1 is ground. Number 2 is you need to give a supply to it. Here you can witness something called as GND in the Arduino board. GND refers for ground. So I'm going to connect my cathode to the ground. This is the first connection. I'm connecting my cathode to the ground. Next, I have another end called as anode in an LED. I cannot give the supply just like that to the LED. So I need to control the flow of electrons and then only I'll be able to witness the light glow in the LED. That's the importance of using a resistor. So I'm going to connect the anode to one end of a resistor. And as I've told you already, a resistor is a passive component where you don't have anything called as a positive and a negative end. And the other end of the resistor, I'm going to connect to the 13th pin here. I have chosen 13th pin. It's completely left to you to choose any of the digital pins. Depending upon the pin what you're choosing, you have to give the instructions accordingly. So this is all about the hardware setup of controlling an LED with the help of an Arduino board. In the next part of the video, I'll be teaching you how to code this Arduino board and make the LED glow automatically.